Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to the Dill Learning Channel. Today we are finding 10. We are doing math, and you know that math is my favorite subject, so I'm excited. Okay, so I love math because this is when you can go get a piece of paper and a pencil, or you should have already began with a piece of paper and pencil, and we get to do this together. So we are going to learn how to find 10 when you are adding three numbers together, okay? So what is our lesson today? Let's begin with our lesson before we even begin with the writing portion of it. We are finding the 10 and then we are going to add. We are going to find the 10 and then we are going to add. When you're doing fact families, or you could find 10 when you are doing tens and ones, you're finding 10. When you're decomposing or composing, you're finding 10. So right now we are looking at how to add three numbers together, and then we are finding the 10, and then we are going on to adding. So let's go ahead and start. So if you can for me, write 4 plus 6 plus 3 before we even get started. That's what I would like you to do. Write 4 plus 6 plus 3. I'll give you a minute. Okay, maybe a few seconds. It wasn't quite a minute, was it? Okay, so we are doing 4 plus 6 plus 3. I'm assuming that you already have this on your paper and you're ready to go. Now, the very first thing, just for teaching and guided lessons or modeling, I have gone ahead and I have written in the little bracket or pointer that indicates the two numbers that make 10. But when you need to do it on a test, this may not be here. So you need to be able to identify what two numbers equal 10. So the very first thing when you're looking at three numbers that you're adding, you want to find the first two numbers or the two numbers that make 10. So you can say, okay, I always start here. So if I add these two numbers, I ask myself the question, do these two numbers make 10? Or do these two numbers make 10? So right here, the bracket is already here, or the pointer, so you already know that the 4 plus 6 equals 10. So the very first thing you're going to do is find the 10. Find the two numbers that make 10, and then you're going to bring it down on your math sentence and write 10. Okay, just for my sake, I like to just slash it to know, okay, I found those two numbers so I won't get confused. Take that away. That's just my personal thing that I do. You can do it. You don't even have to cross it out or slash it, but that's just to help me. I brought this down. We're writing a brand new math sentence. So we're going to just, watch this. You just simply bring down the remaining number. That remaining number is 3. Did you see what I did? I added these two numbers to make 10. And then I brought down the leftover number, the remaining number, which is 3. Now, do you see this, kids? We have a brand new math sentence. Isn't that awesome? So what you're going to do now is you're going to add normally. This is very easy. Now you're going to add 10 plus 3. And you know you already have 10, so you add 3 ones. So it's 10, 11, 12, 13, right? So we know our final answer is going to be, boom, pow, 13. There you go. There you have it. Okay? So let's go back over the process and the steps. Because with math, there's a lot of lessons and concepts and that have a process and steps, clues as well. So we know with finding the 10, then adding when you have three numbers, the very first step is to what? Find the two numbers that make 10. We found that. It was these two numbers right here. I circled it. You can also circle it. That's not a problem. So we know after we find the 10, we bring it down on our new number sentence, our math sentence, and then we find what is the remaining number. Or not find, but we just see with our eyes what is the remaining number. The remaining number was 3. Then we just simply bring that down, and now we have a brand new math sentence. Then you add normally with the two numbers instead of 3. Let's move on to our next problem. Okay, let's see. if we all understand together. And then the last problem I'm going to give you a few minutes to do by yourself. What was our first process? Find the two numbers that make 10. Find the two numbers that make 10. I always start with the two numbers on the left. So let's see. Oh, of course, it makes 10 because I already am showing you that these are the two numbers that make 10. For your sake, you can circle it and say, okay, these are the two numbers that make 10. So we know that 2 plus 8 makes 10. So we're going to bring that down on our new math sentence line. And like I said, I like to cross it out. I've done away with that. What is our remaining number? We bring that down. And now we have 10 plus 1 as our new math sentence. We have 10 plus 1 as our new math sentence. Okay, and then what do we say that you do next? You just add normally. 10 plus 1, so you have 1 10 and 1 1. So you would count this as 10, 11. So 10 plus 1 equals 11. This is why it's good for to know your tens and ones and how to count tens and ones, because that's pretty much what this is. Okie dokie. Now let's move on to this last problem. And like I said, I'm going to give you a few minutes to do this on your own. So go ahead and do that. You're going to write 7 plus 7 plus 3. Okay, great job. You should have 3 digits that say 7 plus 7 plus 3. All right. Now, what is our first step? Our first step is to find the two numbers that make 10. Well, we have 7 plus 7. Well, you know that 7 is already close to the 10 on the number line. So if you add 7 more ones to that, you know that's going to be too big. So we can kind of just using common sense. 7 is close to 10 on the number line. So if we add 7 more ones, that's just not going to work. So we know that these two numbers are not going to make 10. So that means that the second two numbers are probably what is going to make 10. So I make my little bracket, and you can make yours as well, or you can circle it. And okay, so after you make your little bracket underneath the 7 plus 3, we can go ahead and bring down our 10. Remember, that's the very first thing you do. It doesn't matter if the two numbers are on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. The very first thing you want to do is bring down your 10. And like so, I like to cross mine out so I can see what is my remaining number. My remaining number is 7, so I'm going to bring that down. So now we have 10 and 7 ones, okay? So what is our answer going to be? Our answer is going to be 10 and then 7 ones. When you add that together, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is our answer with our new math sentence, okay? So now we have 7 plus 10 equals 17, and 17 is your answer. For this problem up here, 11 was your answer. I'm old school, so I always like to put a little box around my answer to know that I found my answer. Math has steps. Please don't skip steps. It can cause you to get the wrong answer, especially on your test. Please always, when you're doing math, don't skip steps. I know you're a wonderful genius, because we all are. We all have some type of geniosity in us, but please don't skip the steps, my friends, okay? So please make sure that you are following math in the correct order, that to ensure that you are getting the right answer. Today we just found the 10 and then we added. So I love this. Go ahead and you can go ahead and create a few more problems on your own to practice. You can rewind this video as many times as you would like until you get the concept, and share with your friends. Please share with so many people, because we are here to help as many kids as possible. There are a lot of parents that are working really, really hard or have difficulty sitting down with the kids. There's a lot of kids that need tutoring, and there's just some parents and kids that just want to make their kids brilliant and geniuses. So you can use this site just for higher learning. And if they've already gotten a concept in one grade, then skip them up and start learning something a little bit harder. Until next time, Goodbye.